Quite surprisingly, no high vis today. I'm told potentially a health announcement today. Deb Frecklington will be meeting up with outgoing MP Ted Sorensen, who's being replaced after he announced his retirement. We do know, though, that Hervey Bay is a fairly safe seat for the LNP, holding right now a 9.1% margin. They've held the seat for a number of decades now. As Trudy was saying before, we know Scott Morrison has come to Queensland to help bolster Deb Frecklington's campaign, but that resulted in more criticism from the Palaszczuk government, with Stephen Miles singling out the Prime Minister for, quote, taking a week off work to come and help Deb Frecklington. Well, Scott Morrison hit back, saying that Stephen Miles needs to grow up.
I think this guy's got to grow up. I really think he does. The defence of our country is a serious business. Managing the Australian economy out of the worst recession, COVID recession it is, since the Great Depression, is serious. And I think those sort of careless and juvenile remarks reflect terribly on him.
So, Pete, no love lost there between the Palaszczuk government and Scott Morrison, kicking off week 2 of the Queensland campaign.
OK, Brendan, thank you. Let's go to Anna now. Following the Premier, Labor is threatening to tear up its long-term deal with the Greens and a number of key electorates, Anna.
Well, this is how the ALP is starting week 2, Pete. A couple of senior branch members are threatening to effectively pass, or they're requesting a motion to pass to effectively cancel out or rip up the preference deal that Labor and the Greens have in the electorate of Cooper, which is being vacated by Queensland's Tourism Minister Kate Jones. Now, this is because of comments that a Greens secretary made on her personal Twitter account relating to former Deputy Premier and Treasurer Jackie Trad. It was quite a graphic quote. It was from the Mean Girls movie. So these Labor members are asking for a motion. They also want a public apology from the Greens, and they say that they could potentially extend this second preference deal ban to other electorates as well, not just the Cooper electorate. Now, in terms of Jackie Trad, the Queensland Premier faced some questions over whether we could see her cabinet change should Labor be re-elected for another term, specifically whether Jackie Trad could make a return to cabinet. Of course, she stepped back from her ministerial roles over the past year after a couple of CCC investigations. She was cleared of any wrongdoing but stepped back from those. The Premier was quite vague. She said she's happy with her cabinet as it is, with Cameron Dick stepping in as Treasurer and Stephen Miles, the Health Minister, now Deputy Premier as well. She says that Annastacia Palaszczuk says as to whether she would go and campaign alongside Jackie Trad in her ultra-marginal seat of South Brisbane. Well, she says she'll go where she is needed. So we'll certainly find out over coming days whether she does head to that electorate, Pete. Today, the Premier is planning on staying in southeast Queensland before heading out to the regions later this week.